Hey guys, back at it again. Finally got enough content to do another video. My 4 subscribers, thank you. So before I start today's video, I kind of want to give a shout out to Josh Wiley, YouTube. Josh Wiley. He does a lot of SD videos. They're all 9mm. He's got one that's pretty bad. Threaded barrel, stuff like that, because Apex provides the threaded barrel in 9mm for the SDVE series. But I just really wanted to give dude a shout out. Josh, if you see this, you're one of the reasons why I did this video. Mostly because I'm 40 caliber where you're not. So thanks. So today I'm going to get into this video, and there's a couple of things I want to hit on, and I'm going to start by saying I did buy a red dot sight. I've already got it on the weapon mounted, and we'll see it here in just a second. So what I'm going to show you now is the box. So it's ADE, Advanced Tactical. They're not super cheap, not super expensive either. I bought a kit that actually came with the dovetail mount for the SD, so there's no slide milling. The SD mount also fits an MMP shield, I believe. I know they said that they're the same rear sights, so fun facts to know. But so I went with the red dot, and when I got the box, it came with the rail, Picatinny rail, already mounted. So you had to pull 2 screws, drop that mount off, install the other plate for the pistol slide, and then the actual dovetail sight. They send you a cleaning cloth. You got an Allen wrench to install it. You got your screwdriver for your adjustments, and it's a 2-sided screwdriver. So you got a big side, and you got your little side. You also have a really cool dial indicator. Alright, see if I can get that a little bit more in focus for you. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we still got that. Came in the box, everything's set to go. I found the sight very easy to mount. The sight was very easy to mount. The old sight was a little bit difficult to get out. I didn't buy the press to do it, so I did it with a punch and a hammer. So I did get it off, and I'll go through more of that here in just a second. But very easy install. I had to use the longer bolts that come in the kit because they send you 3 sets of bolts, and they're all the Allen screw to attach the dovetail. So I do have the weapon stripped, magazines here, and we're going to go ahead and rack it back. Weapon's empty. Now, this is the red dot. Now, a lot of things that I found when I was searching is that they had a poor review because the battery for this was actually underneath. So you had to completely take it off of the weapon to replace the battery. It's not what they did. Now, the battery is right here. Your mount screw, there's one and there's one. Very easy top, and it does say you're supposed to torque them down to 12 inch-pounds, and says use gun glue. Other than that, real simple, sighting it in. I've got a universal bore laser, so sight it in, 25 yards, 50 yards, whatever you're comfortable with. Try that. It is a little difficult with a red on red. So, and that's close enough to get you on paper. You can do all your fine tuning after that. But so far from what I've seen out of the sight, I really like it. On the side, you have your bright up and down. That's actually your on and off. Hold this one for 3 seconds, turn it off. Hold that one for 3 seconds, turn it on. It is a 4 MOA. It seems really solid from what I've seen so far. Now, this came from Amazon, not gonna lie. 125, 130 bucks, and that's with the weapon mount too, guys. So that's very, that's a birthday present from your old lady. It's a Christmas present. It's something small, which, you know, girls, if you're watching this, if your boyfriend, husband has a SD, very nice sight so far. Really like it. The back has lock screws, and it says locks right underneath it, so there ain't no mistake when you put it on and you want to go sight it in. You have to unscrew the locks first. Don't back them all, or don't take them all the way out, but back them out. Your up and down, your left and right, and so far from what I've seen out of the sight, I really like it. So I'm going to get you a view on the dot, and we'll brighten that dot up, get it real bright in there. All right, so that's the end of it, and we'll turn it down. I mean, so far I like it. I keep mine probably about two to three clicks in, which brings me back to the battery. So I've had it for a month. It's been on constantly, not powering it off, haven't had it covered, and honestly, already dropped the damn thing. So I got some pretty good scratches up the casing. The glass is not busted. Everybody's seen that, it's so far. And that was a good solid 5 foot, 6 foot drop. Was wearing it in a vest holster style, my biker vest holster, and fell right out, smacked the concrete real good. Yeah, survived. All right, so the next one I want to tell you about is I went ahead and I contacted Apex and I got a new trigger. The SDVE enhanced trigger that they have so far it was a little difficult to install, I will admit. Pins coming out of the sear and things of that nature were a little bit more difficult, but we did get it taken care of. Sorry, I'm from Georgia, y'all. But so turn around, and of course, I'm back. But so the spring here had to be replaced. It's got a new one. The safety spring under the button safety, it had to be replaced, or came with the kit. Trigger spring right there, y'all see that little squirrely dude? Yep, that one had to go. And then down in the bottom of the sear back here, let me set that slide down. So right here is your sear. Well, underneath that is a nice little spring, and I had to replace it too. So definitely difficult. You got to drive this pin out. And on some models, they have knurling, so you want to be real careful for your slide. You don't want to damage that. Polymer will break. Also, it's difficult to get the slide lock back in place properly. The spring will want to jump your block here, but got it in. Now the other thing is you really have to pay attention to their install videos. Now I do like the safety so far, or the trigger so far, because it's not a hinge trigger anymore. But here, let me rotate this back on. Now, for your trigger, it's no longer a hinge trigger. You have the little button in the center of the trigger that you got to press, more like a Glock. But so when you put it in, you have to set the trigger in some cases. Now the lady said it's only like 30% of their triggers that have to be filed on. But yeah, what it is the trigger body is too big and it hits the back of the frame back here, so you don't fully get a good trigger squeeze. You got to pay attention to your function, your proper weapon function. You have to make sure that the weapon fires, and that it'll reset, and then it'll refire the same as if it was cycling with a round in the chamber. Did prove to be a little difficult. Ended up having to take the weapon apart a couple of times. And honestly, I've got a small little knife belt sharpener. I ended up turning that thing on and hit it a couple of times. Checked it out. So far, everything seems to work better. Like I said, weapon is empty. Chamber's empty. All right. Now, The trigger itself, like I said, you got to hit the little button, squeeze. That is not hard at all. Now we check our reset. So we cock it back, and we slowly let that trigger back out. Hear it? Now I'm doing that with my index finger behind the weapon, squeezing my index finger and my pinky together. So I want y'all to realize just how light that trigger really is. Now the factory on this thing is like a 9.7 pound trigger. It's like a 10-pound trigger. And that's not horrible. It's a decent pull. But with this is fixing to be so much better. So far really like the trigger. I didn't get the black on black. It's actually got the dark earth safety in it. They were out of stock at the time. But so far, this is what we've done with the SD. Now I am going to do another video, and I'll tell you how everything performs after the range. So far this is all pre-range. But so far what I'm seeing, the red dot seems very, very eye friendly. You catch it with your eye very quickly. I mean, you can switch eyes. So if you've got your weapon up and your right eye dominant, it's right there. But if you rotate it in your hands to where your left eye would be dominant, you can still easily find the dot. Myself, I try and be more ambidextrous with my weapons. But so far, man, fabulous. Now there is one downfall. Everybody remembers when I said that with the base model SD that you could not find a good holster with the tack light. And then I talked about my Phobos holster and how I loved it, and it's the only one I've got right now. Well, Phobos does make a drop leg. I'm gonna check on some stuff with them because I really like my Black Hawk. But if I could switch to a Phobos on a drop leg, I think I'd like that also. Now, but my paddle holster for the SD series, I had to cut it. I had to modify it. So everybody can see right here, I had to take a hacksaw and trim it off to where the sight would fit, because the sight wouldn't fit when I first put the sight on. So I've had to do that, but there it is, guys. All I want to do now is I'm going to talk to another company, and I'm going to see about doing the porting on the slide and the barrel. Really want to do that. But so far, guys, this is my tactical blacked out SD. This is, I love this weapon so far, and it's only going to get better. Price is going up, guys. But yeah, this is an amazing weapon. I really do enjoy it, and hopefully you like the content. Like, share, subscribe, send it to your friends. Also, my 4 subscribers, again, thank you guys. Hope y'all like this video, and we'll do another one. Thanks.